those who created this mess, those who profit and benefit by the status quo, they have no reason to change. They only listen to you, pay attention to you on election day. After that, you don't matter. They lie to you, they tax you, they'll regulate you, and they'll track you. And in 4 years, they'll be back talking about change.
Christine Smith, Libertarian candidate for president, libertarianforpresident.com. I want to shrink the size, the power, and the cost of the federal government. I want to get the federal government out of your life, all of the regulations and all of the intrusion. More than any other Libertarian candidate that is seeking the LP nomination, I've campaigned harder in the last 1.5 years. I have reached millions of Americans speaking to non-libertarians. Speaking to libertarians is easy. Speaking to non-libertarians is a whole different ballgame. And I invite you to my media page at libertarianforpresident.com, where you can see the numerous radio shows I've been on, many on 50,000 watt stations across this country, fielding their questions, sharing our message of liberty with non-libertarians. And I've done that much more than any other prior to receiving the nomination. Think what I would do for the nomination. I'd love to see Hillary Clinton on the same stage with me, because I will destroy that woman. I was very pleased to wake up on Super Tuesday, and I won the California LP primary, the one that is registered with the Secretary of State, thousands of voters, in a landslide victory, and no other LP candidate seeking the nomination came even close. That's not some little tiny straw poll. I'm talking about the entire state of California I carry. Why do I have that support? Because I'm a true libertarian. I will never compromise my libertarian principles. And I believe now more than ever we have a wonderful opportunity. True libertarians adhere to your libertarian principles on all issues. The American people are ready for the message of liberty. Dr. Ron Paul has shown they are hungry for it. Let's bring it to them. libertarianforpresident.com. Thank you.
I'm Mary Ruwart, Libertarian candidate for president, and I just have a few simple questions to ask you. First of all, when you go into the voting booth, are you tired of having to choose between Big Brother and the nanny state? Or do you stay home on election day because you know that no matter who wins, you lose? Are you tired of seeing gas prices soar while your paycheck is dwindling or even disappearing altogether? Are you tired of sending our brave young men and women overseas to die in a Middle East Vietnam? If your answer to any of these questions is yes, you just may be a libertarian. I'm Mary Ruwart, Libertarian candidate for president. And I'm here to say that if you're sick of politics as usual, there is a cure. If you feel that you're politically homeless, I'd like to open the door and invite you into the Libertarian Party. Libertarians are different. We think that you don't need Big Brother or the nanny state to help you spend what you earn. We think that if you're smart enough to earn it, you're smart enough to spend it yourself. We believe in you. And in this election, I'm going to ask you to vote Libertarian. Vote for yourself. And if you'd like to learn more about what we stand for, please visit our website, lp.org, or call us, 1-800-ELECT-US. That's lp.org, or 1-800-ELECT-US. I'm Mary Ruwart, Libertarian candidate for president, and I ask you for your vote. Thank you.
The issue is not whether you're a libertarian or not. That's self-evident, or you wouldn't be here. The issue is a very important one, is who are you going to select to be your standard bearer? And I would submit that you stand a better chance vis-a-vis the American people in selecting a person who has foreign policy experience, who has domestic policy experience, who can articulate both of those areas, who has government experience, who has legislative experience, who has military experience, all of the above, and that would inure to the benefit of the Libertarian Party to have somebody who can stand toe-to-toe with Barack Obama, John McCain, or Hillary Clinton, and really show them up for the vapid intellect that they have on those particular issues. I think I can do that. A gentleman came up to me this morning, a Mr. Williams, and said, I took a poll, and lo and behold, I found out that you, Mike Gravel, are more of a libertarian than Ron Paul. And it just dawned on me. I'm aware of at least 5 national blind polls where I am more the choice of Americans than any other person seeking the presidency. All they're going to do is attach my name to the issues that they're concerned with, and I win overwhelmingly. That really says something. And my candidacy is motivated by what I think is the most important thing of all, and that is to empower the American people, not just by saying that, by putting forth legislation that says, vote for the national initiative, and Americans will be able to make laws and repeal laws in every jurisdiction of the United States, and it goes entirely around the government to do this. I ask for your support to be your standard bearer and to be your voice in this election cycle, and I believe me, you'll be proud of what I'll be able to do for the Libertarian Party. Thank you.
The first question is for Wayne Allyn Root. How do you assess the state of our national economy, and how would you, as president, address the immediate concerns related to the credit and mortgage crisis, and how would you stimulate the economy?
Well, my answer as a small businessman is pretty simple. First of all, I think the big problem with our country is the Barack Obamas and Hillary Clintons and the Democrats, the liberals of the world, and unfortunately the big government liberal Republicans like John McCain always think the answer to stimulating the economy is helping big business and big unions. The #1 job creator and growth creator in the entire United States of America is small business. Politics is always behind the curve, and politicians haven't caught up with that fact that small businessmen are the economic engine of the United States of America. And small businessmen that I know only want one thing. They just want government out of the way and off their backs. And by the way, the small businessmen I know, it just tells you how out of touch our government is. Ben Bernanke of the Fed, the man who's in charge of our entire economy basically, just said he's not quite sure, but he thinks we're entering a recession. I don't know a single small businessman who isn't suffering right now and won't be willing to tell you that we've been in a recession for 6 to 8 months, and it's deepening, and it's getting much worse, and the clouds are getting much darker. My own business is down, and every businessman I know is down. And in Las Vegas, it's a very famous place, Vegas, for being recession-proof. Never have casinos had a problem. And casinos are getting ready to file for bankruptcy in Las Vegas. So my answer, as my time runs out, is cut taxes on the working man, cut taxes on people that start businesses, cut taxes on Americans aged 55 and older so that they can retire sooner, get government out of the way. Thank you.
Mr. Jingozian.
I believe the question had to do with the mortgage crisis, the credit issue. Okay. This mortgage crisis that we're experiencing today really started 8 years ago. We're just feeling the effects of it now because the Democrats and Republicans failed to do anything that benefits the American people. 8 years ago, the savings rate in America became negative for the first time in history. 8 years ago, consumer spending outpaced workers' wages. This is when the crisis started. Just as there's crisis going on right now that we can deal with in energy, in healthcare, in education, but you're not going to see that with Democrats and Republicans who benefit by the status quo. Specifically regarding this issue with credit and mortgage, a lot of our problems in our country can be settled through incentives, incentivizing people. The whole incentive structure in our society is wrong. We can create tax incentives to encourage people to save energy and reduce their utility costs. This would put money back into the American people's pockets, into American families who need the money.